they can fall out of the sky, right? Because that's what happens during Revelation. One of the signs that the second coming is that the stars will fall out of the sky and land on Earth.
Of heaven fell to the earth, as a fig tree drops its late figs when it is shaken by a mighty wind. So it will be at the end of this age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and all those who practice lawlessness. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the whole world, and loses his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man will come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and he will reward each according to his works. And the sky receded as a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. And all the tribes of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man, hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand?
Okay, this is Italy. Apparently these things are falling into the water. They look like little orbs. They look like little orbs. Do y'all see that? I mean, they say space is water and water is space, right? Oh my goodness. Y'all see that? Y'all see the formation?
I'm smiling, but it ain't funny. I'm smiling, but it ain't funny.
Found this in a cave. This thing is 2,000 years old. In one of these pages, it really focuses on the fallen angels. And this blows my mind every single time. Because this is called, no joke, the Book of Giants. In this book, it talks about how the angels bring both knowledge and havoc. The angels exploit the fruitfulness of the earth. Now, when I hear this, I think they were building empires. I mean, could you imagine a city built by angels? But that's not even the most interesting thing, because there is this one sentence. It talks about the angels taking 200 animals from all species and genetically modifying them. I'm not kidding. In other words, it says right here, from every animal, from every bird, for miscegenation. Miscegenation means crossbreeding. It's genetics. It's the highest form of science, and it kind of makes sense, actually. The angels were making their own creations. They were playing God. And that just begs one question. What would a fallen angel ever want to make?
Here is part 2 of Admiral Byrd's journey beyond the ice wall. If you would like to see the full 11-minute video in its entirety, you can always check out my Telegram page. The link is in the bio. Otherwise, I will try and get all of these parts up as quickly as possible. Enjoy and question everything, friends. Until next time.
Animal. It is confirmed. It is definitely a mammoth-like animal. Report this to base camp. 10:30 hours. The external temperature indicator reads 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Continuing on our heading now. Navigation instruments seem normal now. I am puzzled over their actions. Attempt to contact base camp. Radio is not functioning. 11:30 hours. Countryside below is more level and normal, if I may use that word. Ahead we spot what seems to be a city. This is impossible. Aircraft seems light and oddly buoyant. The controls refuse to respond. My God! Off our port and starboard wings are a strange type of aircraft. They are closing rapidly alongside. They are disc-shaped and have a radiant quality to them. They're close enough now to see the markings on them. It is a type of swastika. This is fantastic. Where are we? What has happened? I tug at the controls again. They will not respond. We are caught in an invisible vice grip of some type. 11:35 hours. Our radio crackles and a voice comes through in English, with what perhaps is a slight Nordic or Germanic accent. The message is, "Welcome, Admiral, to our domain. We shall land you in exactly 7 minutes. Relax, Admiral. You're in good hands." I note the engines of our plane have stopped running. The aircraft is under some strange control and is now turning itself. The controls are useless. 11:40 hours. Another radio message received. We begin the landing process now, and in moments the plane shudders slightly and begins a descent as though caught in some great unseen elevator. The downward motion is negligible, and we touch down with only a slight jolt.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Marine
So
covenants.
these are the things he was speaking of. He said the summoning of riverine idols. And from here, we will go into the last part of this prophecy where the Lord again is speaking of Beyonce Knowles Carter. This entire last part of the prophecy is about her. The Lord says that this woman summons riverine idols. Now, I'm not exactly up to date on what this woman does, but her marketing is prolific. And so we all here in the United States, we see it. And what you have seen, I think some years ago, is that this woman would go to, I don't know, lakes and rivers and have photo shoots where she's coming out of the lake with hardly anything on and coming out of the river. And one of the gods that she said she is summoning, or one of the gods that she appeared to be modeling, is this being called Oshun. I think this spirit belongs to the nation of Nigeria. I may not be saying it right. It might be Osun. It might be Oshun. And it's spelled O-S-H-U-N. And this is a river deity. This is a river god. And imagine something like fury, definitely anger, or a hot chest impression coming out of the Lord as he expresses anger and displeasure at having this woman modeling to a massive millions strong online community the worship of river beings, which God hates. These creatures, marine spirits, mermaids, and everything attached to them are extremely lustful, territorial, wicked, and pernicious beings. Pernicious beings that when a marine spirit attaches to you, you will have the fight of your life on your hands before you get rid of it. He says that she summons the riverine idols. This means to do with rivers, lakes, streams, and all water bodies. He says this is Beyonce's forte. She is summoning riverine demons over all her followers. And that is why they are so lustful and promiscuous. She also participates in sun goddess worship. And I didn't know what this means. And he went ahead and explained it. Sun goddess worship is where you worship the sun, the moon, the stars, and the hosts of heaven. This is something that Israel has been guilty of for all its existence. God always would tell his people that you are worshiping under every green tree, and you are worshiping the trees, and you are worshiping the rocks, and you are worshiping the stars and the hosts of heaven. The Lord truly, truly hates this practice. The Lord is the creator of all things. Therefore, you disdain God so heavily when you transfer the love, the awe, the reverence, the fear of from him who is alive to these things, which are also alive. I bet you thought I was going to say which are dead. No, the sun is alive, the moon is alive, the stars are alive. And here is what the Lord says. The stars, the sun, the moon, and the hosts of heaven are powers, dignitaries, luminaries, personalities. These are all words that we use for human beings. Just think of ambassadors and people like that. Powers, dignitaries, luminaries, personalities. When you worship them, you are participating in sun worship, and he says you hand over to them your worship. Now, God is saying that Beyonce participates in sun worship. So she's handing over to the luminaries, dignitaries, personalities, and the powers of the hosts of heaven, all who follow her or join in covenant with her. How do you join in covenant with Beyonce Knowles? You're watching her, you're loving her, you're her fan, you're participating in her concerts, you're following her on Twitter and Instagram and all the little following places, you're buying her music, and you have given her a seat in your heart. Promiscuous, he says she is, and that transfers over to you, the follower.
Jesus can't save these hoes. Why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
Not like nothing you've ever seen, huh?
Nothing like nothing.
It blows away anything we've seen so far.
Oh man, the ice below us is... That's like the Grand Canyon of ice.
Yep. Like how that Earth is meeting the glacier. See that interesting shape?
Oh wow,
it's
yeah.
Making? Like, where are we right now? What planet is this? Just take a phone picture.
I'm just mesmerized. This is some humbling terrain.
To the Great Gorge. Though if that cloud layer wasn't there, we'd be able to see straight up to Denali. Because this is right at the edge of it.
Super smooth in here. I guess it should be. It's late at night, almost midnight. 10 minutes till midnight.
These pools of water.
Pool ice, like cold. I don't even know what I don't even know what words are anymore. I can't talk. Got a little bit of precip here.
Yeah, I see that.
Just like blown away looking up at the walls and the peaks next to us. The ice starts to go from smooth to starting to break up here. And then it's just
way? Up this way?
Yeah.
Look at that left GoPro. Ugh, that is rad.
Real. Just ask the researchers who captured this video. These images have never been seen until now. The group behind it is known as the Sasquatch Genome Project. A genetic scientist, Dr. Melba Ketchum, led the effort.
We just want people to understand this is a serious study.
The 5-year study cost more than $500,000, all given by businessman Adrian Erickson.
Just people have chosen to they don't want to believe it. They can't find in their minds to believe these things exist.
So the group set out to track what they call the furry people. They say they followed a mother and daughter in Kentucky and captured various images and video. These are photos of massive prints. The video is compelling, but the strongest evidence the group has is DNA it says it's collected. The group says there are thousands of these creatures in the United States, including right here in North Texas. As for the DNA, they say it is like nothing that has been seen before.
This creature does not follow the general rule. What it does do is it's very different. We think it is a human hybrid. That is our theory.
Hybrid, they say, because some of the DNA samples sent to UT Southwestern, New York University, and the North Louisiana Crime Lab came back human, but others did not. They say the science is there, whether you want to accept it or not.
You're not dealing with an animal. You're dealing with something that walks on 2 legs, has children, and obviously through other types of research and audio, they have a language.
All signs, the group says, that Bigfoot is no longer a big myth. In Dallas, Shari Williams, CBS 11 News.
An elusive creature. All right, just squat it down. Yeah, let me see your camera. I'll do it.
At fast food, I want you to think about this morning. A Consumer Report investigation discovered dangerous chemicals in certain food wrappers. They're called forever chemicals because they don't break down in the environment, but they are used to keep grease and water from soaking through wrappers and cups. The highest levels were found in packaging from Arby's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and Taco Bell. McDonald's has said it plans on phasing out some of its current packaging by 2025. Wendy's also made a similar announcement before as well.
We're at Chipotle, and it don't stop.
Bam! Warning. Certain foods and beverages sold and served here can expose you to chemicals such as acrylamide in many fried and baked foods and mercury in fish, which are known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects
and reproductive harm. You ain't got that Chipotle. Came out with a messed up nose. Nah, I'm playing. Just because your baby might have a birth defect, I'm not saying it's the food. But they saying it could be the food. And these are the facts.
About the pyramid for a minute. The word pyramid means fire in the middle. Right? Pyramid, pyramid. Here's a lady's picture without the pyramid and then with it. And remember they talked about the F sharp being related to the same frequency as the pyramid? Okay? So here you have the change in the energy immediately of this woman where her aura was not well, not blended, she was not healthy, even though she didn't look like she was sick, but she was. Very dark aura. As soon as she put the pyramid on, it immediately raised her frequency, her vibration. These were the pictures that were taken in Tampa back in '91 of my aura. This was taken before that in 1989. And this was taken with a carbon rod and a magnet known as the sun rod and the moon rod by the Egyptians. You'd see them holding these devices like this, or stand there like this. That was a magnet and a carbon rod. Here, I'm actually proving in this photograph, Kirlian photography, that where the magnet is, it was called the sun rod. See the colors of the sun? The red, orange, and yellow are your positive frequency sun colors. Your blue, indigo, green, blue, indigo, and violet are your negative polarity. So that would be called the moon rod. And here you can see the fire in the middle. See it? And then this fella here, there's his Indian headdress. That's what the Indians depicted when they wore their feathers. See it? All different colors. And then as soon as you put the pyramid on, look how much whiter his aura became. So it did raise his frequency. And of course, I've been wearing this pyramid for years. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I don't care. I know it works. I know that you don't get an aura like this and this, pure white, unless you're doing something. That means cleaning the body out, balancing out the magnetic field, keeping it healthy. So as long as you're using pyramids, they can also deflect any outside radiation. That's another thing you can prove through muscle testing. If you look at any of these fluorescent lights or a TV screen or a microwave, you cannot get your arm down as long as you're wearing a pyramid. It totally sets up a deflector screen around your body. See? Here it is here, one of the early pictures when I start wearing the pyramid. You see the red and you can see violet. If you can see it on the screen here, it can zero in a little bit more. You actually see the red and the violet. Now remember, red is your positive polarity and violet is your negative polarity. So when people need a blue, like they talked about attention deficit disorder, that the person needed blue, that's because the adrenal gland was hyperfunctioning. If it's hyperfunctioning, it's producing too much red energy. The blue is the opposite, so it sedates the adrenal gland and calms them down. There was a man came in to see me one time. He had been almost blind from birth, and he would sit there, and his leg would constantly shake, and he was like in a wheelchair. And of course, that would be the kidneys affecting his knees and his inability to walk. But what was funny is I put these indigo glasses on him, which were very deep blue. I put the indigo glasses on him, and he was sitting there. Within 10 minutes, he was calm. He felt peaceful because the blue energy going in through the eyes, which are the windows to the soul, affecting the adrenal gland, which is your pyramid within your body, immediately started calming it down and making it more peaceful and relaxed. The adrenal gland is your fight or flight gland also. You see? So if you have a problem with the adrenal glands where they're hyperfunctioning too much and you're already wearing glasses and you're already having knee problems, you've got kidney problems. You've got kidney and adrenal problems.
Yeah, her, whoever she is, I love her already.
In the 1800s on the East, something real wild happened that nobody ever talked about. Some folks in the town got real spooked by some people that they thought was witches. And instead of taking them to court, they decided to do something crazy. So they got these big old bonfires going, and these witches was the main guests. And after the barbecue, they left their ashes there as a warning to anybody else that would practice witchcraft. Now here the crazy part. Where those ashes were left, these ugly, scary trees started to grow up out the ground. They grew up super fast. And you would think cutting them down would have helped, but no, they just grew back even faster. And anybody who would just like even try to mess with them, they would get sick. I'm talking about so sick that they'll almost leave here. And they'll have some kind of lingering health problem. Something that'll cripple them or like remind them of when they were sick for the rest of their life. The trees was like beyond, you can't even put them in words, you just gotta look at the pictures. Now as the time went on, the town grew and they started building new stuff. But guess what? Everybody was too scared to mess with those trees. And the kids in the town were freaked out. Anytime they came past them, they talked about ghosts. Ghosts is calling them to the trees, telling them to come closer. So here's what they did. They didn't try to destroy the trees, but they built buildings around them. And they hid these scary trees inside the buildings surrounded by like 10 feet of bricks and mortar. They even put Bibles and crosses in the bricks to keep the ghosts locked in and keep the spirits away. Maybe hoping that they'd get, some kind of rest finally. But now here's the twist. These buildings they built around these creepy trees turned out to be some well-known places in Washington, D.C. They became part of the city's history, like the Hay Adams Hotel, the Lincoln Memorial, the Federal American National Bank, and even the country's first modern art museum and the DuPont Circle Townhouse. The Hay Adams Hotel was the site of secret political meetings during the Cold War. The Lincoln Memorial witnessed racial segregation protests. The Federal American National Bank was linked to financial scandals. In the country's first modern art museum, he had stolen artworks. Now Washington, D.C. has a secret, a real scary one, and all those famous buildings was built around these trees trying to hide them, and they still there, lurking behind the walls.
The situation is, this is a girls' trip. It's all females. Our front desk rep allowed 2 men to have a key card to our room and come upstairs in our room while we were in the room.
But no identification.
No identification.
No asking for no last name.
He did not. They told them Jessica, a random name, which is my first name, no last name, and he gave him a key card to our room. Mind you, this isn't the first incident because earlier, her mom, who's sick in the hotel room that we're constantly on the phone with back and forth while we're trying to enjoy ourselves on the trip, said that somebody was trying to get in the room early and she had to lock the door. Put a lock on it. She had to put a lock on it, and we wondering like why the key card's not working. We came back down here and asked for another key card. This was prior to this last situation that just happened around 3:15 while we're upstairs in the room. And they walked in the actual room, 2 men, one with a mask on. I didn't see them because I was in the room, but they're asking for me. Now, one time we even came in contact with men on this trip.
And they didn't even know who she was because they walked in the door and was like, "Are you Jessica? Are you Jessica?" They didn't even know who she was.
I don't know who he is or who the person is.
I don't even know what they look like.
I asked him, did you even get his ID before you gave him our key card to our room? We have so much designer expensive stuff up there. You know how much human trafficking and everything is going on? And you gave somebody access to our room just off Jessica in this room. I could have sat in the lobby just randomly and listen, oh yeah, what room y'all in? We going up to this room. You didn't even get an idea of anything. I asked him for his first and last name. He gave me the first name. You don't even want to cooperate, but you gave somebody a key card for a room.
We also asked him, did he take the key? He said yes, and then turned around and said no.
Okay. Pause and let him talk. I'm trying to get the story.
Okay.
So once he had said that, I had told him I do not have sheets down here at the front desk. I will have to call my security officers to have my security officers bring them up to the room for them. So then after that, I had gave him the room. Then he pulled out $100 in cash and placed it down right over here. And I looked.
You sold us.
Whenever y'all look through the camera, you will see that he pulled the cash, he put it right over here on the table, and I looked at him and I was like, "What is that for?" And then he was like, "I'm just over here tipping you." And I was like, $100? I was like, "Do you really need change, or like, are you just tipping me $100?" He was like, "I'm gonna speak with her to see exactly what she wants to do." And I was like,
sold us for $100.
Wow.
I did not take it. I didn't take it from him.
I don't care if he
The
took
room
it.
number, y'all interfere. I'm gonna need y'all to step back. I need to talk to him now.
Okay.
Please, I called because the 2 guys walked in our room with their key. The other one was with us. She was laying on the couch. I was in the bathroom. I heard her talking to someone. She says, "What are y'all doing in here? Who are y'all?" And they like, "This not 3602. I mean, this not 3604." And she like, "No, who are y'all?" And they kind of backed out and left. I came out the bathroom like, somebody was just in here, and she told me, yeah. So I thought that
multiple keys work for multiple rooms. So I called downstairs and says 2 guys walked in our room. Why does their key card work for our room? And he said, and that's when he told me.
She has the floor right now.
Exactly what he told me that. That's funny because 2 guys came down here, asked for Jessica, and gave me your room number, and I gave them a key. I said, wait, you gave them a key to our room? I'm coming down. I hung up the phone with him and I came downstairs.
Who's Jessica?
Me.
Jessica,
I
right?
came downstairs. The 2 guys were right there. It was me and the other girl who's upstairs right now.
It's my sister.
She said, we came downstairs. We're trying to figure out why he gave them a key to our room. The guy said, what's your name? Talking to my friend. He said, what's your name? So obviously he doesn't know Jessica.
I have a question too.
And she like, what you know? She never answered.
But
and he said, your name you Jessica? And I'm like, no. But my thing is, why are you looking for Jessica? And
that's true. So I'm saying, like, what happened? What was his response?
he was saying, I'm sorry, it shouldn't be an inconvenience. I'm sorry, I didn't apologize. I didn't mean anything. Can I take you on a date to accommodate? Can I take you on a date to accommodate that? Can I make it up to you? And I'm ignoring him. I'm ignoring him totally because I'm focused on why he would give anyone our room key. He had not once seen us walk in here with no guys.
No man has been here.
My name is
never. No.
I don't even know what they look
We've
like.
been on a
My name is on the reservation. I put her name on there as so she can have a key card. So initially, he shouldn't even be giving a key card to a male. If I put her name on there, I can see if a female came down here and say, well, I'm Jessica and I need a key card. But you gave it to a male that's asking for a female's name.
But not only that,
and my name is the original name on the
where is the
reservation.
last name basis for you to state a key?
Is it like, right, can it be more than one Jessica in this hotel?
Exactly.
But he's saying it's not just Jessica.
He said the room number.
Exactly.
We never came in contact with any men. We've been on a private yacht since we got here.
And facts is, it's cameras all through here. You haven't seen
not one man. You can run the cameras
I've been here since last Sunday.
I hear you on that, but that's not up to him to monitor that.
I understand that too. But it's not up to him to give someone our room key
with just the first name
on our room.
Which we gonna address. Now you operate based on policy. At the end of this, if it's an issue, nigga, that's something you gotta take up with corporate him as management.
We will.
I
already contacted my lawyer.
Right. So they can adjust it. Because, like I said, if you saying that's a policy, I personally,
it don't make sense. And can we see the policy?
And then for them not to even know who she is my whole thing. How are you asking for her and you don't even know who she is and what she look like?
Y'all can't talk while he talking. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, that's not making sense.
We'll wait on the other young lady to come over here and
Okay.
information.
Do you need the other 2 ladies who
No, you two is fine.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because remember, it's mostly between the situation, mostly between you guys and the company. But this has something to do with the policy.
Exactly.
Okay, so basically, I'm just going to document it on the report about what happened today, and that's it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's no crime committed here. Okay, it's just mostly like a civil issue. So this report is just going to be, it's going to be in favor of you.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Oh, I'm beating your ass.